recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Lew, for being here today. I do want to just make a statement, then I have another question, but you know, this audit of the IRS started roughly over a year ago, and you were the Chief of Staff at the time. I hope that you will give us confidence as we move through this and as more details come out, that as the leadership of the White House, that if this is one of the biggest scandals that this administration or the IRS is dealing with, that you should have known about it. I mean, leadership expects to know about these things, and if you say that you only knew of the facts on March 15th, I hope that you're asking the people below you, why didn't I know about this? Because I read in a report that you said that you were outraged when you heard of the facts. And if this is the biggest scandal that this administration is facing, you should be outraged. And I hope that somebody below you is going to face the consequences, because leadership really should step up and find out why I didn't know. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about what we see on the wall here in the debt clock. Mr. Secretary, on March 13th, the President said, "We don't have an immediate crisis in terms of debt. In fact, for the next 10 years, it's going to be in a sustainable place." Under President Obama's budget proposal, can you tell me how long it will be until the budget balances?
Congressman, I think, as you know, the budget does not balance in the 10-year window, and that's not what he meant when he said a sustainable place. His budget would bring the deficit as a percentage of GDP and the debt as a percentage of GDP back into a sustainable range. If anything, we're overachieving on deficit reduction right now, given where we are in terms of the current year and immediate economic needs. So the goal, should not be to balance the budget right now. The goal should be to be on a path where we have a sustainable.
What year should be our goal?
I don't think that the year is what is most significant. I think the path we're on is what's most significant.
For my 11 and 7-year-old, I mean, when can they expect the federal government to balance the budget?
Well, I think that the test is, are we building an economy for the future? Are we running our fiscal policy so that we have a deficit and a debt that are sustainable? And are we addressing it in a fair and balanced way? The President's put together a budget proposal that would do that, and we're looking forward to a bipartisan
discussion. So are you suggesting we should raise taxes then to balance the budget?
I think that we should have a fair mix of spending reductions and loophole closing that would give us the ability to, in a fair and balanced way, be on a long-term path to fiscal sustainability.
We've already raised taxes. I want to talk about what really I think is holding up the economy, and that's the health care law. As I talk to folks around Northeast Indiana, they consistently say, I don't have any certainty. I don't know what's going on. And this plays right back into the IRS issue, because the IRS is going to be one of the main agencies of administering the health care law. Is that correct?
It is one of many agencies, but HHS is the main agency.
But the IRS is going to be involved. Do you think that the confidence level of the American people in the IRS, as they administer and they start to roll out the health care law, is going to be increased at all, or is there going to be more skepticism?
I have said over and over again that it is a top priority to restore confidence in the IRS. We're committed to doing that after this hearing today.
Do you know Sarah Hall Ingram?
I do not know her, no.
Okay, she was the head of the tax-exempt office during what we understand to be during the targeting of Americans, and now she's the head, and I don't know how you don't know her, is the head of the health care law, rolling out the health care law. Should you know her?
Typically, I deal with Treasury staff who deal with others in the IRS on policy matters. But if I can just correct the facts that you just described, my understanding, and facts matter, we have to make sure the facts are correct, that her responsibilities at the time when awareness of this investigation, these problems became known, was working on the Affordable Care Act.
So you know of her then?
Oh, I know of her, of course. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you think it would be appropriate for her to continue to remain in the position she is now the head of the health care as the rollout in charge of
As
that?
I just said, facts matter. If the facts are that she was not in the position, taking day-to-day responsibility for this at the time in question, then the question is she doing her job on the Affordable Care Act effectively? And the new acting commissioner will take over today. I'm sure we'll look at that.
I can tell you the American people are not trusting of this administration right now. Thank you.
The time of the gentleman has expired. I would like to thank the Secretary for appearing today. Thank him for his testimony. Without objection, all members will have 5 legislative